Yo, yo, yo. What's the dealio, man? What's the dealio? What's the dealio? Hey, it's alive. You already know, right? We got the Sunday setup popping off. We about to go in today, man. All right. We got a lot of setups. We got to talk about the market as well. So if y'all tapping in, if y'all tuning in, man, say what's up. Let me know on the live. Let me know where you tuning in from. Okay. I'm gonna give everybody a couple minutes, right? But we got some good setups. Do me a favor, y'all, and like this video, okay? Like this video for me, and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well if you have not already. All right. So if you're just tuning in, man, say what's up in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. All right. What's up, Dennis? So I'm ready for the market to open. New York, New Jersey. New York, New Jersey. Okay, okay. Yeah, hey, shout out to the East Coast, man. Shout out to New York, New Jersey, whole East Coast, man. I'm excited for the market to open too. I'm super excited for the market to open too. All right. Henry, what up? What up? Hey, if y'all made money off of the watch list last week or the week before, do me a favor and drop that in the comments. All right. If y'all been making money off of this watch list or these lives or anything that I didn't say it, put that in the comments and let me know. All right. What up, Josh? What up, Johnny? What's the dealio? What's the dealio? Henry, what's up? What up, BG? Chi-Town, what's up? What's up, Doria? How you feeling? How you feeling? Yeah, yeah. Genesis. What up, Genesis? I know you ready to make a bag. What up, Kelton? How you feeling? How you feeling? Yeah, y'all. RV Mac. What up? What up? What up, Reggie? Mobile, Alabama. Okay, QTZ. What's up? What's up? All right, y'all. So I don't want to waste y'all time, man. He said I made bags. Yeah. So look, we about to get into it, y'all. All right. Do me a favor, like this video. All right, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Y'all already know every single Sunday, I'm bringing a live where we break down the market the previous week, and then we look at the setups for this coming up week, right? And then also, I'm bringing videos to you every single day. I have not missed a video this whole year. Not one day did I leave y'all stranded, all right? So every single day, I'm committed to bringing some real life-changing value and information to you guys on YouTube, all right? So what we gonna do is, y'all know I like to do a recap first of the last week so that we can see how my watch list performed, right? So y'all know I ain't just out here just talking, and then we gonna talk about the market, and then we gonna go in from there, all right? What up, Trees? What's the dealio? All right, Doria says she made money with Dell, Baba, Google, did work well. Please change our, yeah, yeah, yeah. What up, Best Beezy? Yeah. All right, y'all. So look, let's go through last week, okay? Let's go through last week and let's see if I know what I'm talking about, right? Let's see if this watch list actually made money, all right? Let's just see, because I ain't just out here talking, all right? So let's go to right here. All right, so check this out. So the first thing that I was talking about last week was what? We said Oscar, right? I call Oscar. OSCR Health. I said they got a good upside to go to, right? And what did I say? Above 1555, right? Calls above 1555. So now let's go to Oscar. Let's go to Oscar. So here's what Oscar did. On Monday, this was Monday right here. Right? This was Monday right here. Hold on, let me go to, let me see something. I gotta fix the screen a little bit real quick. 1 second. Current entire screen. All right. All right, so here we got Oscar right here, okay? So with Oscar, this was on Monday right here. So this was Monday, right? So I said calls above 1555, and look, it opened up here on Monday, broke above it, and then it shot all the way up here to 1624. All right, 1625, 26. All right, so this move right here would have paid you, right? And then look what happened. It came back below it and it went all the way down to 1436. So you could have rolled puts down here, right? Once it broke below here, you could have rolled puts down here, and then boom, it came back up, and then it ended up coming back up to 1597, right? So that was the first one right there, was OSCR, all right? That was a banger, right? What up, Swell Hunter? What up, Black Rose? What up, what up? So that was the first one last week. So that one, it didn't get to $17. I do think that over time, it's going to get up to $17, $18, $20. But that was a nice play right there. The next play or trade that I called in the group, in the Prosperity Collective last week, was right here. All right. The next one I called was FedEx, right? I called FedEx, right? I called it right here in the Discord. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the charts, and I'm going to show y'all what happened. All right? So check this out. We're going to go to FedEx. I'm pulling it up right now. FedEx. Right here, right? Let me, my screen tripping. All right. So, we got FedEx. All right, we got FedEx right here, right? So look what happened. Look what happened. Last week, I said, this was on Monday. This was on Monday. Okay. So I said, if we get above 229.98, enter in the calls, right? And what happened? On Monday, we got above 229. It went to 231, 232. No, 231, right? So that $2 move, it could have paid you. The next day, right, on Tuesday, it went all the way up to 234, right? It went all the way up here. And then on Wednesday, it rejected, came down all the way down here, and then it pushed up, right? And then on Thursday, it went all the way up again to 233. So you could have been trading FedEx all week off of these levels that I posted. I said 229.98. Anytime it went above it, you could have got in calls, and anytime it went below it, you could have got in puts. Right? So FedEx touched 234 last week, and that would have paid you well as well. All right? So last week, so far, we 2 for 2. Right? Oscar and also FedEx. Right? We 2 for 2. Okay? What up, P. Bryant? What's the dealio? And the last one that we called last week was, this was a banger, y'all. This was a beautiful, beautiful banger. Now watch this. Watch this. Last week, this was the last one that I called last week that was on my watch list. Where is it at? On the watch list. Okay, right here. All right, so last week we called Celsius, right? We called Celsius last week. What did I say? I said, we right here. Okay? I said, we right here. And I said we could be breaking out, right? All we need to do is get above right this level right here. Calls above 53.86. Okay. Now, let's go to the charts and see what Celsius did last week. So last week, Celsius went silly, right? This was the 53.86 level right here, right? This was the level that I called out, 53.86. Look what happened. The whole week, Celsius ran up all the way to 57.41. I called this trade right here for the whole week. I said, if we get there, if we get above here, then we could go to 57, right? And if we look at it, we went exactly to $57. Okay? So listen, y'all. We went 3 for 3 last week on the watch list. If you guys paid attention to the watch list, if you just paid attention to the watch list, whether you in Discord, it was on YouTube, you could have and would have made money. You would have banked, right? So this is what I'm saying when I'm saying you could double your money in a week. This is exactly what I'm saying. You could have doubled your money last week. Any one of these trades, you could have made bread with on a day trade or a swing trade. Celsius was a perfect swing trade. FedEx and Oscar, they were perfect day trades, but you could have swung trade those stocks when they pulled back, right? So I'm trying to give you the game and teach you how to play the actual game, right? So if that makes sense, let me know in the comments. I don't want to just give you plays, give you stocks. I want to help you guys learn how to take these trades and teach you the game. Okay? Like seriously. So that's how we did last week. That watch list made people thousands of dollars last week. All right? And we're going to do it all over again this week. Okay? This week we're going to do it all over again. So now we're about to get into the setups that I'm seeing. What I need is you guys to like this video. Let's get this video to 100 likes, all right? If you're watching this, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm dropping heat every single day, all right? We've been on the run all year, okay? So we're going to go to the SPY and we're going to go to IWM, all right? But listen, y'all, don't take this watch list lightly. Don't take it light, all right? Don't watch this video and be like, okay, that's good information. No. Take the trades. Mark your levels, right? Set your alerts. This is how you change your life in the stock market, okay? So let's go to the SPY and let's go to IWM and let's see exactly what happened. Or what's happening this week. All right. So, real quick, y'all. I said when I hit 2,000 subscribers, when we hit 2,000, we doing something special. So I got a couple things that I'm going to be doing. This week, the first thing is I'm going to do my Wisdom Wednesday is going to be live. Okay. My Wisdom Wednesday this week is going to be live. So be sure to tune in to my Wisdom Wednesday live this week. Most likely it's going to be at 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay? That's 3 or 4 p.m. Pacific. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. So we're going to do a Wisdom Wednesday, but it's going to be live this week. All right? So be sure to set that. All right, set your clock for that right there. This Wednesday, I'm gonna go live for Wisdom Wednesday. All right, now let's go get back to the charts. So we got the SPY and we got the S&P. We got IWM. So let's look at the SPY. All right. So here's the SPY right here, right? When I'm looking at the SPY right now, obviously, We touched all-time highs this week at 645. Right? At 645, we hit all-time highs. It really hit 646. Okay? Now, when you zoom out on SPY, right? When you zoom out on SPY, what do we see? We see a crazy run up, right? We see a crazy run up here, right? From here all the way here, right? We see a crazy run up there. Now, we do have some gaps to fill. Like I've been saying this for a while now, but we had a crazy run up. So now, and then last week, it was a green week, right? It was a green week. So this was a 312. So now this week, what I'm looking for the SPY to do is, here we go. So I'm looking for the SPY to basically choose a direction. Now, here are your levels for the SPY. So a level that is important is 642.61. All right? 642.61. That is a level. So I'm going to put this right here. 642.61. All right? If we come below 642.61, then we could be coming down to 637. All right? We could be coming down to 637, right? 636. So I'm going to put 636.82. Okay? So below 642.61, we could be coming down to 636.82 for the SPY, right? If we get above 645.85, then that's all-time highs and we could be going up higher. All right, so we got 645.85. All right. 645.85. Okay. So these are your levels tomorrow for the SPY. 645.85 and 642.61. These are your levels for the SPY tomorrow. Okay? 645.85, 642.61. If we break below 642.61, then we should be, the next level is 636.82. Now it could come down to 640, right? And then come up a little bit and then come down to 636. So it may dance around a little bit, but these are your levels right here. So 642.61 and then 645.85. Those are your levels for the SPY. All right? Let me know if those levels make sense on the SPY. I want to make sure that you guys have opportunities to understand the levels and know where you at so you can actually make some money in the stock market. I want you guys to understand, I actually trade. I actually analyze stocks. I'm not just an analysis and we on YouTube. No. Everybody in Discord know every day we own live trading, right? We are practitioners of this game. We are technicians of this game. We are surgeons inside of the stock market, right? We are not just here making videos and that's it. We do this every single day, right? That's why people are making thousands of dollars a day in a Discord off of these YouTube videos because we actually do this, okay? So that's the levels for the SPY, All right. If you haven't already, y'all, be sure to like this video. Okay, let's get this video to 100 likes. All right. Now we're going to go to IWM. IWM is one of my favorites. All right. So let's look at IWM real quick. Let's see. With the bots. Yeah, we got these bots in the group, man. Hey, listen. Them bots are going to make you money too. We got the bots. We got us. We got a couple other things. We got bonuses. And we got a lot of other stuff that we about to be doing over time, right? So I want you guys to understand the Discord is not just about calling plays. It's about community and building with other people. We got so many things in store that you don't want to be out. Don't look at the Discord as just, oh, calling plays. No, it's not just about calling plays here. We got so many things on the way. So if you have not, be sure to join the Discord and be there in the morning. All right. So let's go to IWM now. It's my baby right here. All right. IWM, let's go. So we got IWM, right? So on IWM, they went silly on Tuesday and Wednesday, right? They went from 221 to 231 in 2 days, right? And then they gapped down on Thursday because of wholesale data, and then they came down on Friday. All right. So here's what we got for IWM. All right. With IWM, we got this little range right here, right? So I want y'all to see this range. We got here. All right. And then we got here. Right? So this is going to be your range that you're looking for the stock to break out of tomorrow. All right. So let's look at, we got 225.99. On IWM, right? 225.99. And then we got 228.78. Okay. All right. So these are your levels for IWM. If IWM gets above 228.78, we could be going right back to 231. Right? If IWM gets below 225.99, then we could be coming down to 221. Okay? This is what tomorrow and or this week could bring. So this week, I'm looking for us to touch 231 or to come back down to 221. Right? That's where we at with IWM. 225.99 to the downside, 228.78 to the upside. Right? If that makes sense, let me know. If that makes sense, let me know. All right? Those are IWM's levels. All right? So yeah. QT said the Discord is like no other. I appreciate that, man. For real. IWM have a love-hate relationship. Hey, you gonna have your stocks that you got a love-hate relationship with. We all got them. So I don't mess with Microsoft. Like I got a love-hate relationship with, I don't even have a love-hate relationship with Microsoft. I don't mess with Microsoft. Straight up. I do not mess with Microsoft. So yeah. I'm blessed that I found this family. Hey, shout out to Best B, man. Best B gonna be a millionaire in a couple more years. Legit. Like he gonna touch a mill in the stock market. Same with QTZ. All right. She said these videos are like no other. Hey, I appreciate that. And let me say this real quick. Nobody, I know for a fact, on a consistent basis like this, is giving real levels that could make you money tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? Nobody is giving you real levels every single week, right? Whether you join a Discord or you don't, you can benefit off of this YouTube channel. So please, 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 like, understand what's happening here. It probably ain't gonna be like this forever. So you better get it while the getting's good, if I'm being honest, all right? Enjoy this while I've had YouTube for a year, right? So it's all about evolution, right? And I'm going to continue to evolve, but I want you guys to understand you guys are getting me at a good time right now. So take advantage while we're right here. Like, seriously. All right. AQTZ, have you tried out the strat method yet? If y'all have not tried out the strat method, stop playing games and start taking the strat method. If y'all want to do a one-on-one to really lock in, then click below and schedule a one-on-one this week or next week. But that strat method is going to turn you up. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. All right. Do I think Baba is going to be rich at 231 this week? Is it going to reach 231? I think you mean 120, 131. So any good videos on the strat method? I made a couple videos, Swell Hunter, about the strat method. So yeah, I made a couple videos about the strat method. The video, how I doubled my profits. Go watch the video on how I doubled my profits. I made that video like a week and a half ago. A week and a half, 2 weeks ago. That one is really good. All right. Hey, I'm telling you, Q-Tisha, that strat method is that one right there. All right. So yeah, so those are the levels for the SPY and those are the levels for IWM. Okay? Those are the levels right there. Now, let's go to the setups that we got. All right? Let's go to the setups that we got. So the first setup I'm looking at is gonna be MRK to the upside. All right. So MRK is a healthcare company. So let's go look at their charts. Let's go look at MRK's charts and let's go see what I'm seeing. Right? Now watch this. Watch this. Go to MRK right here. Now, you got to understand, right? There's something called market sentiment. Market sentiment. Hear what I'm saying. When you have UNH, if Warren Buffett just put a whole bunch of money into UNH and they're in the healthcare sector, what does that mean? What that means is the healthcare sector is going to start going up, right? MRK is in the healthcare sector. Therefore, MRK, I'm bullish on. I also chose MRK because they're not as expensive as UNH. Because when I make this watch list, I'm always thinking about cheaper contracts for everybody out there that's watching these videos. I want to make videos and share different trades that I'm looking at that are affordable for any account size. That's why I'm gonna go over the SPY and the IWM, and then the stocks that I go over, it's not gonna be Meta and the contracts are $1,000. Because if your whole account is $1,000, you don't need to be trading Meta, right? I'm gonna give you some stocks where the contracts are $50, $90. So even if your account is $500, you could trade MRK based on the levels that I call and you can make money. So this is what I'm saying. I'm thinking about you every day. Anytime I make a video, I'm like, what do the people need? What do the people need? Right? I'm making videos as if when I was starting out or when I was on a come up, What type of video did I need? I knew what I needed. I did not need a generalization video. I didn't need a BS. I needed something that was going to really give me the perspective. So I want y'all to understand that I make these videos with you in mind. I'm literally making videos to help you and serve you. All right. So let's go to MRK's chart and let's go break this down real quick. All right. So look at this. Look at this right here. So look, we got the supply zone. So we got this right here. We got right here. We got right here. And now we got right here. So we are inside of a supply zone, right? We are inside of a supply zone. So I want you to understand that every time that MRK has came up to this little area, it rejected and it pushed lower, right? But look what happened. Watch this, right? It came here and it came down, right? So look, it came here. And then it came here and it came here. Right? And then it came up here and it came here. Okay. All right, boom. And now it's on its way up. So when you have a supply zone, you have sellers sitting. Okay. So sellers are literally sitting right here in this area, right? That's why every time that the stock came up in this area, it rejected, right? And then it came up, rejected, came up, rejected, came up. So if we can get above 85.24, right? 85.24, then I'm willing to get into calls and ride it up. Now, if you want to be conservative, I would say 85.80. Okay? If you want to be conservative and be super safe, then I would say 85.80. Calls above 85.80. But I would take these above 85.24. Okay? And then we got room to go all the way up to $90. Really $88. But $88 to $90 is the next range, right? Where we would be going to. So calls above 85.24 or 85.80, and we going up to $88 to $90. All right. So that's MRK. That's MRK right there. I really like MRK. I really like the setup. Now, let me say this. If they open up at that level and then they start to come down, you could trade them to the downside, right? You can trade MRK to the downside. So this is the beautiful thing about trading. If I say calls above 85.24, if the stock does not get above 85.24 and you see it starting to come down, you could just get in puts and ride it down. That's the beauty of trading. That is the beauty of trading. Okay? So understand that this is how the game goes. Calls and puts, up and down. If we get above here, then I'm going here. If we don't get above there and we reject, I'm going to ride it to the downside. That's how the game goes. All right. So that's my first trade that I'm looking at is MRK. Okay, they right there in that supply zone. Now, what's the next stock that I'm looking at? Watch this. And this is the thing. Stocks do the same thing every single day, every single week. Right? Stocks do the same exact thing. So when you understand that stocks do the same thing, it's going to be clear to you what's going on, right? So watch this. The next setup that I see is right here. Right here. What up, Mikey? What up, Mikey? Hey, shout out to Mikey, man. QT, yeah, we know supply and demand zones if it's going, yep, exactly. So watch this. Tempest AI. They could go parabolic as well because what do they have going on? The same exact thing as MRK, right? Tempest has the same exact thing as MRK, right? Now let me break this down for you guys, right? Let me break this down for you guys. When we're looking at MRK, we saw the supply zone, right? Okay. Now let's go to Tempest AI and let's see what we see with Tempest. Look, it looks the same exact way. This is literally the same setup. Same setup, but different stock, right? We got all-time highs is right here at $91. Okay. $91. All-time highs. And then we got a supply zone right here. Okay. We got a supply zone right here. All right. And then we're in the supply zone. And once again, what a supply zone means is we got sellers sitting right there in this area right here. So if we can get above 75.71, that would be the supply zone. And what that means is we could blast off and we could head to $80. All right. We could head to $80. If we get above 75.71, which is the supply zone, and then we could blast off because that will mean that buyers are stepping in and stepping up and they're going to push this stock up. Okay? And they're an AI company. And they're an AI company. And we all know everybody loves AI. AI is the new, that's the new thing right there. Okay? So Tempest AI calls above 75.71. That's what I'm seeing on Tempest. They finished strong on Friday. They had a little bit of seller step in the beginning of the day, but they finished strong. And so we're in that supply zone. But if we reject, we can reject hard and we could come back down. But Tempest, they did beat earnings. Tempest did beat earnings. They did well on earnings. So you got to understand, when you did well on earnings and then the stock dropped, it's only right for the stock to come back up, right? So Tempest beat earnings last week, or the week before. So yeah, what's up, Jerry? So does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense for Tempest? If that makes sense, let me know in the comments. Okay. So we got Tempest, and then we also have MRK, right? I got one more that I'm going to share with you guys. Be sure to like this video. All right, let's get this video to 100 likes. If you watching this, let me know in the comments where you tuning in from. All right, say what's up. Let me know in the comments where you tuning in from. And do me a favor and subscribe to this video. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, right? On Wednesday, we're doing Wisdom Wednesday live. So I'm going to be going live on Wednesday, and we're going to be doing Wisdom Wednesday live. All right. And then we got a small account challenge. I'm about to start that up. The small account challenge. Every week, I'm going to update you all. And I'm going to start with $500. And at $500, I am going to take that $500 and I'm going to commit to a year of growing that account. So for 1 year, 52 weeks, I'm going to put a video out every single week about this one account, brand new account. And we're going to grow that account for 1 year. And we're going to start with $500. All right. So we're going to start that within the next week, maybe 2 weeks. Right. So be sure to stay tuned for that as well. All right. My goal is to change you guys' life and whoever else finds me in the internet world, right? Through the stock market, through mindset, right? And through personal development. That's my thing. Mindset, stock market, personal development. Those are my things. It's a lot of other stuff that I do, but that's what I like to focus on. All right. My goal is to change your life. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what your race and ethnicity is, right? I'm here to change your life. If you found me, I'm here to change your life. All right. So that's what I will say. Okay. So be sure to stay tuned for all of these things. We got a lot of things on like coming up, right? We put out videos every single day, but we cooking. We got a lot of other things in the pipeline right now. So I ask y'all to stay tapped in with me, right? We got some creative stuff on the way. We got a lot of dope stuff on the way. All right. What's up, Jimenez? Tapping in from Iowa. Just got back from vacation. There we go. All paid by the stock market. Hey, salute to that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Michelle said, I would love to join the small account challenge. Hey, all I'm going to do is the small account challenge is going to be free, right? It's going to be free. It's going to be on YouTube. I may make a little channel in a Discord. I may make a small channel in a Discord. So if you're not in a Discord, be sure to join a Discord. So that way you could be alerted of everything. All right. So yeah, so that's what we got with that. So the last stock that I'm going to be looking at this week, let me pull it up. Which one was it again? Let me see. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is going to be a banger too. This is going to be a banger too. And then what we'll do is, like Doria, you asked about Baba. I'll go into Baba and then I'll look at a couple other stocks. Okay. But let me go over this last stock real quick. All right. So let me pull it up. Okay. All right. So I'm pulling it up right now. All right. So the last setup that I'm seeing, that I'm putting on the watch list, is going to be right here. Come on now. My screen, it's not showing. Here we go. All right. It's gonna be Block. Okay. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that right there? Hold on, my screen tripping a little bit. Let's go to, all right. It's going to be Block, right? XYZ is the ticker symbol. Okay. So XYZ, it looks like it's ready to reclaim 82.55, right? So let's go to the charts. Let's go to the charts and let's see what XYZ is looking like. All right. So look. Boom. I'm letting this load real quick. Let's see. All right. All right. So here we go right here. So XYZ. So let's break down what happened. So this gap right here was, they got announced that they were joining the S&P 500, right? So S&P 500 announcement. Okay. Boom. They gapped up, right? They gapped up. Came up higher to 82 because they had to fill this gap up here. And then they rejected, and then they came all the way down to 73, right? Then they came up 76, came back up here, retested it, and then they dropped, right? This was on Friday, right? Not this Friday, but 2 Fridays ago. Came all the way down here. Now look, they are retracing and trying to get right back up to here. So look, they came up, they came down, they came up, came down. Now they're about to try to come up again, right? So if they can get above 77.14, I like Alibaba I like XYZ to the upside. You really could say 76.92, but I was being conservative at 77.14. Okay? So calls above 77.14, and then I would just ride this up to right here, $82. I would just ride that up right there. Okay? Came up here, consolidated for a couple days. If we break above 77.14, we blasting off and we could be going up to $82. And we could do that in 1 to 2 days. All right? So that's block. That's XYZ. Calls above 77.14. All right? So, Josh, I was just charting XYZ going to 93.75. Yeah, they going higher. They definitely going to in the 90s. I think I saw a 92. So we got an 85 range next, and then we got 88, and then we got 92, right? So we got a little bit of bumps on the way to get through, but that's where we at with XYZ. Okay. So yeah, QT said that Randy Jackson, if you know, you know. I've played it on smaller time frames. So hey, I'm telling you, hey QT, man, post your profits back in the profits, yo. Don't get too big on us, right? The thing about it is, that's social proof, right? If you're in a Discord, please post your profits for us, man, because we want to continue to grow this community. And we want to continue to show people that we ain't just cap, we ain't just talking. We out here actually doing this stuff, and there's people in the group making real money, right? So do me a favor, y'all. Okay, do me a favor. If you are in the Prosperity Collective, please do not be shy. Just post your profits when you smack some stuff, because we want to continue to show the world what's really going on. Okay. So yeah, that 222, that bullish Randy Jackson is nasty. All right. So what I'm gonna do is, if y'all have any stocks that y'all got questions on, I'm gonna take a couple. All right, I'm gonna take a couple. So put the stocks inside of the chat that you want to go over. All right, and then we could do that. All right. If the stock don't hit tomorrow, would you still take them? If they come up later on in Tuesday, possibly. All right, possibly. It depends on the structure, right? It depends on the structure. So go watch my video about market structure, and then that's going to let you know. So yeah, I have it in my Webull account. Yeah. No, I appreciate that, QTZ, for sure. How do you feel about NBIS? I haven't looked at them. So yeah, I'm going to let a couple of you guys put some stocks in the chat, and then we'll go through them. As many as I can. I probably got about maybe 10 minutes left. All right. So if y'all have any questions or you want some stocks to go through, go over, put them in the chat. While I'm waiting on you guys to do that, what I'm going to say is be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, but also check this out right here. All right. I want y'all to look at this, okay? While y'all putting y'all stocks in the chat, we got bangers, all right? Shiley hit 100% on Friday on Apple. Best B, 22% on Intel, 32% on SMCI, right? Hit 59% on Shopify. Hit them 3 times, right? $74 day. Ken Lee, almost $100 on the day. 100% on Tempest. I called that out on Friday, right? $73. 16% on IWM, 161% on Meta, and then 44% on LLY, 300% trade on Palantir, right? 33%, 30%, 24%. We can do this all day, y'all, okay? Look at Best B, 10%, 16%, 15%, 17%, right? 54%, 38%, right? 35%, 71%, 65%, y'all. 77%, 48%, right? 68% on Meta. You feel me? 33%. Y'all see what's going on here? 16%, 27%. Grew her account by 27%. All right? 15% on Amazon. 30% on Amazon. Right? 42% on Uber. Y'all see what's going on here? Y'all see what's going on here? So listen, be sure to click the link in the description and join the Discord. All right? So MSOS, you can get it around $20, average down. Shopify, I think Shopify coming down, straight up. I did not enter into my swing puts because I know the market could still try to go bearish because it was trying to stay up, but I think Shopify is coming down. So Shopify, I might swing some puts this week depending on what Monday looks like and how they open up. All right, that's what I'm paying attention to on Shopify. I've been talking to one of my homeboys about Shopify all week. All week I've been talking about Shopify. So I like Shopify to the downside for sure. All right. So the first one was NBIS. I've never I think I heard of them, but let me go look real quick. All right. So we got NBIS. That's the first stock that was put out there. So let me see real quick. So stocks to research. All right. So I'm pulling up NBIS right now. Okay. All right, so they're at $71. All right. So I'm about to share my screen for NBIS. All right. So y'all see this right here? All right, NBIS. Okay, here we go. So NBIS, we got a gap right here. Boom, boom. All right. So this is NBIS. We could be coming down potentially to $56. But let's go to the weekly real quick. They looking bullish on the weekly. We rejected at 76.07 right here. Okay, so 76.07. So what I would say for NBIS is if they don't get above 71.86, then they could be coming down, but this could be just a pullback and then they go higher, right? So what I'm seeing with them is this could be a bull flag starting to form right here. All right. So for NBIS, if they break above out of this bull flag, then I would take calls. But if they break below like 65, no, if they break below 67.25, then I would ride puts to the downside. Okay. But if they start coming up, then I would catch them on a breakout for a bull flag. And then they've came up here to $87. So they have some upside room to go. So yeah. So that's what I would say about NBIS. You know what I'm saying? Who else we got? Let's say I saw HIMS. Let's go with HIMS and then Intel. So let's go with HIMS. I like HIMS. I haven't traded them this week. But let me see to the downside, probably because they've been BSing. So let me see, loading. go hymns. Come on, trading view. All right, here we go. All right, so we got hymns right here. So hymns. So hymns right here. If hymns comes below 45.26, then you ride puts down. Okay, so below 45.26, you ride puts, and they could come down to $40.92. Right now, they could come a little, like they could stop around here and then bounce. But if they break below 45.26, then it's safe to enter into puts for hymns. All right. And then we got Intel. Let's look at Intel real quick. INTC. Let's see. Intel. So Intel, they on a failed 2 up right here. So they could start coming down. This is on a daily right here. They don't have any gaps to fill though, but they did just run up a lot. So I think that Intel is either going to consolidate and get ready to go higher, or they're going to reject and then they're going to come down. If you look at Intel, right, the highest that they've gone was 27.61. And this goes back to 2024 right here. So they haven't gotten above $27.70. They haven't been above there since 2024, which is a year ago, right? So if they could come up to here, this $27 range, and then that would put us in like this supply area right here. Okay, so this would put us in a supply zone. Right here, okay? So if we come up a little bit higher, we could come up a little bit higher. But we've rejected around this area every time. So I would just be on the lookout for that. So at the highest, it could go up to like 27.60. But it could reject anywhere earlier, right around here, around 26.49. Okay. So that's what I see with Intel. All right. Let's see who else we got up in here. Said Meta. Let me try Meta. All right. Meta. Okay. So for Meta, we're at all-time highs basically, right? All-time highs is right here at 790, 795. That's what they hit. Okay. This is a 2-up candle, but a lot of selling pressure stepped in. So if we break below 781, then we could come back down to 773 and then like 770, right? So below 781.20, our ride puts down on Meta. All right. They do have a gap to fill to the downside all the way over here. Okay. But you got to wait for confirmation to get into puts to ride it all the way down here. All right. Because they just been consolidating. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing on Meta. And then what did y'all say? Somebody said AMD. Let's see where AMD is at. AMD. Pull that up real quick. All right, so let's go to AMD real quick. All right, so AMD right here. So we have a small, this is very small gap. So I ain't even gonna really count that one. But so it came down here. So AMD looks like it bounced off this 9 EMA right here. So we could see AMD try to come back up, and then it could like reject around here and then come back lower, or it could just come down. So if AMD comes below 176.10, no. If AMD comes below 176.10, then I would get into puts on AMD. Okay. But if they get above 179.88, right? Above 179.88, I would get into calls. All right. So that's what I'm seeing on AMD. There's no like big gaps like immediately. So we just got to see what happens. But as you can see, like right here, we had a little breakout right there. And then it was like a flag right here. Okay, and then here. Right. And then it broke out of this flag from 175 all the way up to 186, right? This candle looks like it invalidated it, but it came right back up, right? So yeah. So that's where we're at with AMD. Okay? That's where we're at with AMD. Yeah. I think like AMD and I think a lot of stocks are ready to go down, but at the same time, we just gotta see the momentum of the market, right? So that's where we're at with that. Who else y'all got? Somebody said CoreWeave, SoFi. So I'll do a couple more. All right, I'll do a couple more. CoreWeave, I think CoreWeave probably gonna come down. Let me see where they at. Yeah, they didn't sunk like crazy. So all right, so let's look at CoreWeave. Okay, so for tomorrow, I'm very confident that CoreWeave is gonna go up tomorrow. All right. Tomorrow, CoreWeave is going up. So above 102.06 for calls on CoreWeave. And then my target would be 116. I don't know if they're going to go up there. They're going to make that move tomorrow, but they're going to go back up. Let's see, their average move. $12 is their average, and so they're at 102. Yeah, they could like get up to like 108 to 110 tomorrow, but CoreWeave is going up tomorrow. They're gonna have a green day tomorrow, or they're gonna come up to like here, and if they can't get above it, they're gonna reject and come lower. But CoreWeave will get above 102.16, and they're gonna try to go up higher. All right. So CoreWeave to the upside tomorrow is what I would say, above 102.06. Right. Apple. Let's see Apple real quick. Let's see where we at with Apple. All right. So we got Apple on the radar. All right, so Apple, so below 229.33 for puts tomorrow on Apple. If they get above 234, then I would ride calls. And we have a lot of room to go. They could be trying to take this thing to 250, right? 250 is what I'm seeing. But we got to be patient on Apple, because Apple they're not always consistent. They'll consolidate for 3 weeks and then they'll have a crazy breakout. So you got to be careful with Apple. All right. So let me see. Yeah, we don't have any real like resistance holding us back from going higher. So above 234.27 for calls tomorrow on Apple, and below 229.33 for puts on Apple tomorrow. All right. I'm gonna do one more. MSOS. Let's look at MSOS. I never traded MSOS. So OS. Let's see. Let's see what we got. All right. So we got, let's do MSOS. All right. So MSOS. First things first, we got a gap to fill right here. $4. Boom. All right. It looks like they're coming down. Yeah, they came up. They rejected up here. A lot of selling pressure stepped in. So it looks like they could come down here to retest this level right here, which is where they broke out from. They could potentially come back down to this 9 EMA to bounce off of there. But yeah, it looks like they're coming back down to fill that gap. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're gonna come down. So for MSOS, I definitely think that they're coming back down to 378. So if they break below 446 tomorrow, then I would get into puts and ride them to the downside. All right. So yeah, so those are some stocks, y'all. Those are some analysis. Look, man, join the Discord, book a one-on-one, right? Do those two things, change your life. All right. Watch these daily YouTube videos that I'm putting out. I'm literally giving you guys game that people used to pay $10,000 for. Seriously. All right. So be sure to tune into the daily videos. Don't take this stuff for granted, right? Book a one-on-one. It's well worth it. Book, join the Discord as well. All right. Like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is life-changing information, y'all. All right. This is life-changing information. Okay. Baba has a lot of gaps to be filled to the upside. Long-term, I like Alibaba. Okay. Long-term, I like Alibaba. If I'm looking at them, because I did say I was going to go over them. Yeah. So long-term, I like Alibaba. I already said I could see them going to 134. They touched 127 last week, and then they gapped down. So I think tomorrow they're going to go up when I'm looking at the charts right here. So if you got in, let's say you got into a swing trade for like 3 months out, I think you're going to be safe on Alibaba. But here's the one thing, right? The one thing on Alibaba is we do have a gap down here, down to 108, right? So from 113 to 108, Alibaba has a gap to fill. So they could potentially come down there. I don't think that they will, but they could, right? But tomorrow, if they get above 122.16, then I would ride them back up to 123. All right. So that is what I would say about Alibaba, and they have earnings in 4 days as well. Okay. Alibaba has earnings this week. So I think that they might run up this week as well. All right. So I appreciate everybody. I definitely appreciate everybody for sure. You guys stay locked in, okay? We just went over my setups. We went over some stocks that you guys put in the chat as well. We analyzed those. We went over the SPY. We went over IWM. We went over last week's performance on the watch list as well. All right, so you guys should be very, very, very prepared. All right, I'm proud of y'all. Y'all should be proud of yourself for showing up every Sunday. Let's keep this energy going, right? I'm trying to build a relationship with you guys. One day I want to be able to go into a city and be like, yo, I'm gonna be in this city and we gonna do an event. I want to do that. So we got to build this relationship over time. Y'all see what I'm saying? This is not just, we just making videos and that's it. No, I want to build a relationship with everybody who is subscribed and everybody who watches these videos. So over time, we could build something and we could do in-person events as well. All right. So I really, really, really like that. I really, really like that. And that's what I'm trying to do for you guys. Okay. So that is what I would say, y'all. Stay tapped in, stay tuned in. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. So look, I want you guys to say it with me. All right. Like I say in every single video, get out of your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry. All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody's time. You guys stay in the book, stay studying, be disciplined this week. Okay. Don't make no irrational decisions. Be patient. Let the market show its hand. Okay. And make sound, solid decisions in your trading. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to holler at you guys tomorrow. Y'all stay smooth. Being in Discord, I'm going to see everybody tomorrow. And let's have a crazy successful week. All right. Peace.